Okay, we're going to be out here installing a package of bees today for some of the kids in our youth program. I'm going to show how we're going to do it my way. There's lots of different ways to install packages. A lot of them work just fine, but when you're out here, especially with other hives, like, go ahead and show your other hives real quick. If you've got other hives out here, if we were to just take the bees out of the package and shake them in, it's going to put a lot of bees in the air. And that can cause drift problems or robbing problems, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to do it the easy way, at least easier on the bees. Now the important thing before you get started is to have everything set up and ready. So we already have our hive box that the bees are going to go into. It's set here with feeder, 8 frames in it, because I don't want to squish the have to worry about getting frames out later. It's easier to deal with 8 frames in the feeder. We have our entrance reducer in the front. I don't know if you can see the entrance reducer, and it's set to the small size because some of these other hives over here are really big, and if we didn't have the small size, those guys would come over here and try and rob this one, pretty much guaranteed. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and take our sugar water and can you pick up the package? Just hold it out of my way a second. And get it in our feeder. And normally for a package, I don't give them a whole gallon because these internal frame feeders will hold a whole gallon. I just want to give them enough to get started for a while. Probably give them a little bit more than half of this pitcher. There we go. Because we're also going to give them, you didn't set that big up. We're going to give them this feed that's in this can right here. Okay, so to do this really fast, we're going to start here and just pop this little staple out. This is the thing that's holding the queen cage in here, and we're going to take the can of feed out. You usually have to gently work it out. There we go. And there's going to be bees covering it, but that's okay. These should be nurse bees, so they should be pretty nice and gentle. And they've eaten all the feed out of this can. Normally I would take a can opener and pour it in the feeder, but it's already gone, so we don't have to worry about doing that. And take our queen right here, get it off the staple. There we go. And there's almost guaranteed going to be a ton of bees on this queen cage. We're going to set this back here for a second. We can give ourselves a little bit of room between 2 frames. Because I want to show y'all what the queen cage looks like. Okay, there's our queen. Can you see her? And she's actually, I saw a blue dot on her back, so that's good. There's 2 ends to this cage, and there's a cork on each end. There's a cork on the end that's empty, and a cork on the end with candy. This is probably the only big mistake you can really make. And this is probably the most important thing I'm going to say. Remove the cork from the candy end. These bees, the queen has been in with these bees for probably a couple of days. So if you direct released her, she might be okay. But on the other hand, there's a chance that if she's only been in there for a day, they haven't gotten used to her yet, so the bees would just kill her. That's what the candy does, is it lets her stay in the cage. Pull the cork out. Can you see the candy inside it? And I'm not going to answer my phone. Hold that, please. And the worker bees will eat through this candy, and it'll take about 3 days to release her. So we're just going to put the queen down here between these two frames. Use the little metal tab to just kind of hold the queen cage. Now I'm going to take my hive tool. Do y'all have your hive tools? I got mine. You always want your hive tool. I'm just going to take and scoop a handful of bees and put them right here on top of the queen. And they'll start working their way down to it. Now, take your box, take it whole side down, give it one little drop, and they'll start working their way down. Now, this is the tricky part. We're going to get them a few days to work their way down. So we take an empty box, put it on the top, close it up, and we're done. Okay? There's a few bees flying around, but that's okay. There's not that many. Are they in the front starting to fan at all?
No. There's one.
I see one or two starting to. They'll start orienting to this box here pretty quick, especially as they start working their way down out of this cage. Like I said, it takes about 3 days for the workers to release the queen from the cage. So today is what, Saturday? No, Friday. Friday. So all day today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Sunday, late in the day, or Monday, probably Monday, come back in, take this top box off. Hopefully all the bees will be out of the cage and down in with the frames, and take it away. If there's any bees left in the cage, then go ahead and shake them out. If there's still some out there, you can just set it in front and let them crawl out. Take your queen cage, make sure she's out of the cage. Okay? If she's not out of the cage, she will be out of the cage in 3 days. If she's not,
Not necessarily. There's been a couple times.
if she's not, I would just leave her in there. Put her back in. Give her another couple of days.
Because they'll feed her through the mesh.
They'll feed her through the mesh. And we gave them lots of sugar water to feed her. If she is out of the cage, pull the cage out. Do not go looking through the frames for the queen or brood or anything like that. Just push all your frames together, close it up, and leave it alone for another week. Probably the worst thing you can do when you install a package is try and get into your hive too quickly. After 10 days, so 10 days to 2 weeks, then you can go in, make sure that the queen is in there. You don't necessarily have to find the queen, just hopefully you'll start seeing some brood. You'll start seeing some wax where it's built out. Give them some more sugar water at that point, close it up, wait another 2 weeks. Don't get into it too often. That's pretty much, yeah, they're starting to work their way in. That's pretty much it.
Leave the entrance reducer at the same size.
I would leave this entrance reducer the small size, especially with the other hives here, until they're ready until they build this bottom box completely out and they're ready for a second box. Now you guys are using deeps because that's what y'all are used to. So you're using all mediums, right? They're going to fill that bottom box out a lot faster for you than they will for them because they're smaller. So I would probably leave the small entrance on until that second box is halfway built out. Okay,
Excellent.
that's it.
Thanks, Chris.